Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we're going to see the final game of a 7-game homestand and the final game of 3 against the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cubs have gone 3-3 on this homestand and they have gone 1-1 against the Cardinals. So this really is the rubber match of the entire homestand. The Cubs, for today's game, are going to be sending Mike Clevinger out to the mound. He is making start number 21, coming in at 10-3 with a 3.02 ERA and a 1.06 WHIP. Cubs lineup today will include Cabrera, Bruce, Bryant, Santana, Bogarts, Bradley, Hayward, Ramos, and then the pitcher Clevinger batting ninth. The Cardinals will send Dakota Hudson out to the mound. He's making start number 26, comes in at 5-8 with a 3.64 ERA and a 1.30 WHIP. The Cardinals lineup will have Wong, Carpenter, Goldschmidt, Miller, Bader, Edman, DeYoung, Molina, and Hudson. It is 73 degrees. There are almost 41,000 fans in paid attendance today, and the wind is blowing right to left at 9 mph. So let's get this game underway. Clevinger, finishing his warm-up pitches, is taking the mound. The Cardinals, coming in, are still in first place in the NL Central at 69-60. The Cubs, in third place, are sitting at 61-68, and the Cardinals have taken 6 of 11 from the Cubs this season. So, Clevinger working on the mound. This will be the first pitch to Wong. Looking for the sign, and here it comes. Popped up to right field, Hayward coming in. Long run and makes the catch in short right field for out number 1. Clevinger now facing Carpenter, 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-1 count. And Carpenter waiting for the pitch. Popped up to left, this time coming in is Bruce, and he makes a running catch in short left field for out number 2. Goldschmidt now batting, 2 outs, nobody on. 3-1 count. Goldschmidt waiting for the pitch. Ball 4, low and away. So the walk is issued by Clevinger, and it brings up Brad Miller. 2 outs, runner on first. Top of the first inning. Miller grounds to second. Cabrera grabs it, throws over to first, and that will retire the side. So the Cardinals draw a walk, strand the runner. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the first of a scoreless ball game. Hudson, pitching for the Cardinals, is facing Asdrubal Cabrera. With nobody out, bottom of the first inning, 2-strike count. Hudson with the pitch. Looking for the sign. And here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will knock down Cabrera with the slider. Jay Bruce now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 0-2 count to Jay Bruce. Popped up weakly, short center field. The second baseman going back, and he makes the catch for out number 2. Chris Bryant now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. Bryant waiting for the 1-2 count, and Bryant pokes that one over the second baseman's head and out into center field for a 2-out single. So Bryant has 150 hits on the season. And now Danny Santana is the batter. 2 outs, runner on first. First pitch, and Bryant is going. He takes off, he slides, and he is safe. He has stolen his second base of the season. Chris Bryant, standing on second base, dusting himself off, very proud of his effort. And now he's in scoring position for Danny Santana. Here's a 1-2 count, and Santana lifts that one into the gap in left center field. That's going to drop in for a hit. Bryant stops, however, at third as he hesitated. He wasn't sure if the left fielder was going to catch that. So Bogarts now the batter with 2 outs and runners on the corners. Chance for the Cubs to break this scoreless tie. Here's a full count, and the pitch popped up. Short center field. Playable, and the second baseman has it for out number 3. So the Cubs get 2 runners. They do not score. We go to the top of the second inning of a 0-0 ball game. Harrison Bader will lead off against Clevinger in the top of the second. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Clevinger sends him back to the dugout with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So Edman now is the next batter. With 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count. Edman waiting for the pitch. Strike 3 called. That was a slider at 88, and he just snuck that one right over the outside corner of the plate. So 2 strikeouts on the day for Clevenger, and that brings up DeYoung with 2 outs and nobody on. Full count pitch to DeYoung. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Clevenger punches out the side with a fastball at 96. So the Cardinals go down in order. We go to the bottom of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Hudson now facing Bradley in the Cubs half of the second. Here's a 1-1 count, and the pitch to Bradley. Lined right at the first baseman Goldschmidt. He reaches up and grabs it for out number 1. Jason Hayward now the batter. 1 out, nobody on, 2-2 count to Hayward. Here's the pitch. Grounder toward the weak side. The catcher pops up and grabs it, throws down to first. The throw nearly pulls him off the base, but the putout is recorded 2-3. Ramos now batting, 2 outs, nobody on, 2-2 count to Wilson Ramos. Hudson with the pitch. Liner past the second baseman into right field. That's going to be a 2-out single for Wilson Ramos as he hit that one pretty hard. Got it out of the infield, and it brings up Clevenger. 2 outs, runner on first. Here's a 3-0 count, and Clevenger takes way outside for ball 4. So the changeup misses. Clevenger walks on 4 straight pitches, and it brings up Asdrubal Cabrera. 2 outs, 2 men on. Cubs threatening here in the bottom of the second inning. Here's the first pitch, and Cabrera pops it up behind second base. Going to be playable in short right field, and the catch is made by Colton Wong for out number 3. Cubs get a couple of base runners, but they do not score. We're going to the top of the third inning of a 0-0 tie. Molina is going to lead off against Clevenger to lead off the Cardinals half of the third inning. Here's a 1-2 count. Clevenger working with the pitch. Grounder towards short. Bogart scoops it up, throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Coming up now is the pitcher Hudson with 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 count. Hudson waiting for the pitch. Grounded towards short again. Bogarts this time to his right. Scoops it up, throws to first, and that is out number 2. Wong now the batter, 2 outs, nobody on base. First pitch to Colton Wong, and that's lifted into short left field. Bogarts goes out, and he makes this play unassisted, so Bogarts participates in all 3 outs in this inning. The Cardinals go down in order in the third. We're going to the bottom of the third inning of a 0-0 tie. Jay Bruce is going to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the third. Here is the first pitch from Dakota Hudson. And that's hit on the ground. The shortstop is coming over to make the play. He throws to first, and Bruce is retired for out number 1. The shift was on there. Shortstop was on the second base side of the infield, and he makes that play. So Bryant now is the batter, and the infield shifts the other direction for the righty Bryant. Here's a 3-0 count and the pitch. Low and away for ball 4. Well, it doesn't matter where you put the infielders. If you're going to throw them 4 straight balls, you're just going to automatically put him on first, and it brings up Danny Santana with 1 out, 1 man on, 2-2 count. Santana waiting for the pitch. Strike 3 called. Santana is stopped in his tracks with a sinker. So he heads back to the dugout. That is strikeout number 2 for Hudson, and it brings up Xander Bogaerts. 2 outs, runner on first, and Bryant takes off. He slides into second, and he is safe, as Bryant has now stolen 3 bases on the season. Bryant, just a base-running fiend in this game. Apparently, he must know Hudson's move pretty well. I don't know if they played against each other in the minors or in college or what the story is here. But he knows exactly when to take off against Dakota Hudson. So Bogart's now batting with a runner on second and 2 outs, and here's an 0-2 pitch to Bogarts. And that's lined into center field. Is that going to get down? No, it is caught by Harrison Bader on the run for out number 3. So the Cubs get a base runner, but once again they do not score. We go to the top of the 4th of a 0-0 ball game. Clevenger facing Carpenter to lead off the Cardinals half of the 4th. Here's a 3-1 count, and the pitch from Clevenger. Inside for ball 4. So he misses with the fastball up and in, and that will put the leadoff runner on first base, bringing up Paul Goldschmidt. Nobody out, 2-2 count, Goldschmidt waiting, and he pops it up in foul territory. Santana and Ramos are both chasing, and Ramos squeezes it for out number 1. Miller now the batter. 1 out, runner on first, 1 strike count. And that's lined into left field. Bruce is on the run, and he makes the catch, heading to his right for out number 2. Bader now the batter with 2 outs, runner on first. Here's a full count pitch to Harrison Bader. Hit hard, straightaway center field, but I believe this is going to be playable. Bradley comes in, and he makes the play for out number 3. So the Cardinals get a runner. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the 4th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Jackie Bradley going to lead off against Hudson with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Bradley checks his swing, but he is rung up anyway. That is a strikeout, the umpire says. And that will bring up Jason Hayward. 3 strikeouts on the day for Dakota Hudson. Hayward waiting for the first pitch, and he grounds it towards second. Scooped up, thrown over to first, and Hayward is retired for out number 2. Wilson Ramos now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 count from Dakota Hudson. Here's the pitch. Liner past the shortstop into left field. A 2-out single for Wilson Ramos, and that gives the Cubs a base runner and brings up the pitcher Clevenger. Clevenger will come up, having drawn a walk his last time up. Here's an 0-2 count, and Clevenger swings and misses at a slider that wasn't even fair for strike 3. There was no way that Clevenger was ever going to make contact with that pitch, but Hudson threw it and got the out. Top of the 5th inning now, 0-0 tie. Clevenger facing Edman. First pitch in the 5th inning, and a bunt is laid down. Clevenger heading over, scoops it up, throws to first, and the runner is safe. So an infield single to lead off the 5th for the Cardinals. That is their first base hit of the ball game. And it brings up Paul DeJong. Nobody out, 1 runner on, 3-1 count from Clevenger, and he misses up and in for ball 4. So 3 walks issued by Clevenger in the game. There are now runners on first and second, nobody out, and Yadier Molina is the batter. Here's the first pitch to Molina. Popped up, foul territory, Bryant chasing, Ramos chasing, in front of the dugout, and the play is made by Ramos for out number 1. Hudson now the batter, 1 out, runners on first and second. Hudson being allowed to bat for himself in the top of the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch, and the runners are going. The throw goes down to third, and the double steal is executed. Man, I think Clevenger might have fallen asleep on that one. So now the Cubs have to bring the infield in. The pitcher, Hudson, is still batting. There are runners on second and third with 1 out. And Clevenger with the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Clevenger gets him with a slider, just like reciprocity. That's all I got to say right there. Reciprocity is absolutely what came back to bite him. So Clevenger facing Wong with 2 outs, runners on second and third. Here's a 2-2 count with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the high fastball, and that ends the inning. Clevenger navigates the jam. The Cardinals do not score. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning of a 0-0 game, as Drupal Cabrera, the leadoff Cub hitter, is going to lead off in the bottom of the 5th inning. Cabrera waiting for the first pitch from Hudson. Lined into right field. That's going to be caught by Edman for out number 1. Hit hard, but right at the right fielder, and now Jay Bruce is the batter. 1 out, 3-1 count. And Bruce draws the walk. That is up and in for ball 4. So Bruce trots down to first, bringing up Chris Bryant. Bryant batting with 1 out. Runner on first, 2-0 count. And the ball gets away. That's going to go all the way to the backstop on a wild pitch. Bruce heads down to second. Bryant now has a 3-ball count as he faces Hudson with a runner in scoring position. Here's the pitch. And that was low. It was ball 4. So Bryant draws the walk. The Cubs now have first and second with 1 out, and Danny Santana is the man of the hour. Santana comes up with countless important base hits during this season ever since the Cubs have traded for him. Let's see if he can come through right here. 1 out, runners on first and second. Here's an 0-2 count, and the pitch to Santana. Popped up left field. Gonna be playable. Coming in and making the catch is Miller for out number 2. And now Xander Bogaerts is the batter. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And Bogaerts swings and misses for strike 3. So The Cubs threaten. They do not score. 2 runners are stranded. We go to the top of the 6th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Carpenter facing Clevenger in the top of the 6th. Clevenger working with a 0-2 count. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Clevenger chalks up strikeout number 6. And that'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt with 1 out, nobody on. 1 ball count. Goldschmidt waiting for the pitch from Clevenger. Popped up to right field. Long run back to the warning track. And the park holds it as Hayward pulls that one in for out number 2. Miller now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2 count from Clevenger. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a high fastball at 95, and Miller could not catch up with it. So we go down to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 0-0 ball game. Bradley now leading off for the Cubs against Dakota Hudson in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here's a 2-2 count, and Bradley waiting for the pitch. Popped up left field. That is going to drop in for a leadoff single as the left fielder Miller plays it on the hop, and Bradley is on first. That'll bring up a relief pitcher out of the Cardinal bullpen, Matt McGill. So the day is over for Dakota Hudson. McGill comes in. He's thrown 51 innings this season, 27 walks, 45 strikeouts, and an 8.12 ERA. He will face Hayward, Ramos, and the pitcher's spot here in the bottom of the 6th inning. McGill facing Hayward with a full count. Runner on first, looking for the sign. And here's the payoff pitch. Grounded towards second. The throw goes to short. The relay to first. And the Cubs ground into a 4-6-3 double play. So now there's nobody on base and 2 outs. And Wilson Ramos is the next batter. 1 strike count. Ramos waiting for the pitch. Liner past the third baseman into left field. That's going to be a base hit. So Ramos with the 2-out single comes through. And now Kerry Wood has a decision to make. It's the bottom of the 6th inning. Clevenger has thrown 80 pitches today. The Cubs have a runner on first with 2 outs, and Clevenger is going to be allowed to bat for himself. He is 2 for 11 on the season. Here is the 0-2 count and the pitch. The grounder goes to short. The throw goes to second. The lead runner is retired, and the Cubs do not score. So we go to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 0-0 game. Harrison Bader will face off against Mike Clevenger to lead off the Cardinals half of the 7th. Here's a full count, and Clevenger with the pitch. That is outside for ball 4, so Clevenger issues the leadoff walk on a full count fastball that just barely missed. And now Edman is the batter. Top of the 7th inning, 1 man on, full count again. This time he gets the swing and a miss on the slider. So Clevenger retires Edman for out number 1. That is his 8th strikeout of the game. And now he will face Paul DeJong. 1 out, 1 man on, 2-0 count from Clevenger. Grounder toward first, Santana has it, steps on the base for out number 2. No attempt to get the lead runner at all. He got a pretty good jump off the base. And so Bader advances to second, and now we're going to see a relief pitcher. Edwin Diaz is coming in to face Yadier Molina in the top of the 7th inning. Diaz has thrown 50 innings, walked 23, struck out 78 for a 3.24 ERA. So Clevenger's day is done. He has thrown 6 2/3. He is responsible for the runner on second. And Diaz working with a 1 strike count. Molina waiting for the pitch. Diaz looking for the sign. Here it comes. Popped up center field. Bradley coming in. Long run, but he's going to make the running catch for out number 3. So Diaz gets the job done, and the Cardinals do not score. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 0-0 ball game. And for today's 7th inning stretch, we have the Rolling Stones here in the dugout with us. So, as Drupal Cabrera comes up to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th inning, 0-2 count, and here's the pitch. Grounder toward second. The throw goes over to first, and the first out is recorded. McGill gets the 4-3 ground out, and it brings up Jay Bruce. Full count pitch to Jay Bruce with 1 out. Bruce swings and misses for strike 3, and he heads back to the dugout. And now Chris Bryant is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 7th inning. Here's a 2-2 count and the pitch. Bryant lines that one into right field. That is going to drop in for a 2-out single. So Bryant goes the other way, punches out a base hit, and it brings up Danny Santana. And Santana will be opposed by a new Cardinal reliever. This will be Brandon Kinsler. Kinsler's thrown 42 innings on the season, 9 walks, 27 strikeouts, and a 4.71 ERA. He will face the switch hitter Santana, who steps in from the left side against the righty Kinsler. 2 outs, 1 ball count. Santana waiting for the pitch with a runner on first. And here it comes. Santana lines that one up the middle. He beats the shift and pokes a single into center. So Bryant advances to second, and the Cubs have a 2-out rally going here. Runners on first and second, and Xander Bogaerts is the next batter. Kinsler working to Bogaerts with a 1-ball count. Popped up to center field. I believe this is going to be it. Bader gets under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs get a couple of base runners, but they do not score. We go to the top of the 8th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Edwin Diaz going to continue to work for the Cubs here in the top of the 8th. He will face a pinch hitter, Austin Dean, from the Cardinals bench. He is 4 for 22 on the season with 1 RBI. So Diaz facing Dean with a 2-2 count, nobody out. And there's a grounder towards short. Bogaerts has it, throws over to first, and that is out number 1. Diaz now facing Wong with 1 out, nobody on base, 2-2 count once again. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And so Diaz records the strikeout. Wong swung and missed at a nasty slider, and it brings up Matt Carpenter. 2 outs, nobody on base, 1-2 count. Diaz working. And the pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3 and another slider. So Diaz strikes out 2 to end the inning with a flourish. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning of a 0-0 ball game. There will be a new Cardinal reliever brought in for the bottom of the 8th inning. This is going to be Tim Hill. He has thrown 26 2/3 innings, allowed 7 walks, 24 strikeouts, and a 5.74 ERA. Hill will face Bradley, Hayward, and Ramos in the bottom of the 8th inning. So, 1 strike count, Bradley waiting for the pitch from Hill. And here it comes. Down the left field line, he's trying to beat the shift. Long run for the left fielder, but he makes the catch for out number 1. Hayward now batting, 1 out, nobody on. Hayward waiting for the 2-2 count and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Hayward heads back to the dugout on a changeup that he was way out in front of, and it brings up Wilson Ramos. With 2 outs, nobody on. Here is the pitch to Wilson Ramos. Grounder toward third, scooped up, throws over to first, and that is out number 3. Cubs retired in order in the 8th. We go to the top of the 9th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Edwin Diaz, who's thrown 17 pitches so far, is going to be sent out to throw the top of the 9th inning. He is going to face Goldschmidt, Miller, and Bader from the middle of the Cardinal lineup. Diaz working with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So that's 3 strikeouts for Diaz. Goldschmidt is set down with a fastball at 98, and it brings up Miller. 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count from Diaz. Grounder towards short. Bogaerts has it. Throws over to first, and that is out number 2. Bogaerts was in perfect position for that ground ball. And now John Loaiza is being brought in. He is going to be the pinch hitter, Loaiza is going to be the relief pitcher for the Cubs to face Harrison Bader with 2 outs and nobody on. So apparently Diaz's day is over. He was very effective in 2 innings thrown. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch from Loaiza. Looking for the sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So Loaiza sets down Bader on strikes, and the top of the 9th inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 9th of a 0-0 ball game. Mike Tauschman is going to be sent up to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the 9th. facing the Cardinals' Tim Hill, who is out for his second inning of work. 1-2 count. Tauschman waiting for the pitch from Hill. And here it comes. Grounder toward first, scooped up by Goldschmidt, steps on the base, and that is out number 1. As Drupal Cabrera now is the batter, and he is going to face Giovanni Gallegos. Gallegos has thrown 45 innings, 10 walks, 55 strikeouts, and a 2.40 ERA. He comes in from the Cardinal bullpen with 1 out, nobody on base in the bottom of the 9th inning. Cabrera waiting for the 2-0 count and the pitch. And Gallegos looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Popped up, deep right center field, gonna be playable. Heading over and making the catch is Matt Kemp, the defensive replacement in right field for out number 2. Jay Bruce now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Bruce facing Gallegos as the Cubs are trying to walk this one off. Here's a 2-2 count and the pitch to Bruce. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the fastball outside. So the Cubs are retired in order in the 9th. We go to the top of the 10th inning of a 0-0 ball game. And Sammy T is going to be the new Cub reliever. Excuse me. He comes in having thrown 33 2/3 innings on the season, 22 walks, 33 strikeouts, and an 8.29 ERA. He will face Tommy Edman to lead off the Cardinals half of the 10th inning. Full count pitch from Sammy T. Looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. That is strike 3 called with the fastball at 96. So the first out of the inning is recorded, and it brings up Paul DeYoung. 1 out, nobody on. 3-1 count. Sammy T looking for the sign. Here's the pitch. Lined into center field. Long run. Bradley diving, and he makes the catch. A spectacular defensive effort by Jackie Bradley to save a base hit out in center field. So Dexter Fowler is the next batter. He is going to pinch hit in the number 8 spot, coming up with 2 outs and nobody on. Tuivailala has a full count with 2 outs and the pitch. Strike 3 called. Got him with the fastball at 98. And man, that was an effective inning for Sammy T. So the Cardinals are retired in order. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Giovanni Gallegos is coming out to work inning number 2. He's going to face Chris Bryant, Danny Santana, and Xander Bogaerts in the bottom of the 10th inning. Here's a 1-ball count, and Bryant is waiting for the pitch. Bryant hits that one into the gap in left center field. He clears the infielders and splits the difference. So Bryant has a leadoff single in the bottom of the 10th inning, and that brings up Danny Santana. Nobody out, runner on first. We'll see if Bryant decides to flash some more speed out there on the base paths. Here's a 1-1 count. And the pitch to Santana. Grounder out in front of the plate. The throw goes down to second to retire the lead runner. However, Santana is safe on first with the fielder's choice. So, Cubs now have 1 out, the runner on first, and Xander Bogaerts is the next batter. Bogaerts facing Gallegos. Full count. Bogaerts waiting for the pitch. Popped up. Deep center field. Going back to the wall. The warning track. And the catch is made for out number 2. That had to have been just a foot or 2 shy of ending the game. And now Jackie Bradley is the batter. 2 outs, runner on first. Bradley batting in the bottom of the 10th inning. Here's the pitch. Oh, the runner Santana takes off. He slides, and he is out at second. So the Cubs inning ends as Santana is thrown out on the steal attempt. We go to the top of the 11th inning of a 0-0 ball game. And Raziel Iglesias is going to be the next pitcher for the Cubs. He comes in out of the bullpen having thrown 52 innings, 17 walks to 70 strikeouts, and a 2.42 ERA. It's a good thing the Cubs have a day off tomorrow, because this is really, we're going to tax the bullpen apparently a bit here in extra innings today. He's going to face Matt Kemp, who came in on a defensive switch last inning for the Cardinals. Kemp leading off for the top of the 11th inning. Here's a 3-1 count, and Iglesias coming to the plate. Looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Low and away for ball 4, and Iglesias issues the leadoff walk. That'll bring up Colton Wong. Nobody out. Runner on first. 1 strike count, and Iglesias with the pitch. Lined into left field. That's going to be another base hit. Cardinals have first and second with nobody out, and Iglesias facing Carpenter. That's the Cardinals' only their second hit of this ball game. So now, first and second, nobody out. Carpenter the batter facing Iglesias, 2-1 count. Grounder toward short. Bogarts to Cabrera to Santana, and that is a 4-6-3 double play. So the twin killing really turns this inning around for the Cubs. Goldschmidt now coming up with 2 outs, runner on third. Gosh, you really have to think about walking Goldschmidt in this situation, but I don't know what Kerry Wood's going to do. Top of the 11th inning, here's a 1-ball count, and Iglesias with the pitch. Lined into right field, hit hard, and Hayward makes the running catch for out number 3. Man, he hit that one right on the button, but Hayward with an excellent defensive effort makes the catch. So now we go to the bottom of the 11th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Kirby Yates, one-time Cub, comes in to relieve for the Cardinals. He has thrown 47 2/3 innings, allowed 9 walks, 64 strikeouts, and a 3.97 ERA. Yates will face Jackie Bradley, Jason Hayward, and Wilson Ramos in the bottom of the 11th inning. Here's the full count, and Yates with the pitch to Bradley. Looking for the sign. Coming to the plate. Low for ball 4, so Bradley draws the walk, and he heads down to first. Bradley is a fairly speedy base runner. I have to imagine that he's going to be a threat to try to advance here. Jason Hayward now the batter. Nobody out, runner on first, 1 strike count. And Hayward pops that one up to shallow center field. Coming in is Harrison Bader, and he makes the catch for out number 1. The throw actually goes over to first as Bader tries to double off Bradley, who was kind of stranded out there between first and second, but he hustles back and beats the throw. Wilson Ramos now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on, 3-0 count, and Wilson Ramos draws the walk, ball 4 on 4 straight pitches. And now the pitcher's spot is up, and this will bring up one-time Cardinal Tyler O'Neill. He comes up with 1 out, runners on first and second, and O'Neill facing Yates with a 1-2 count. O'Neill waiting for the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. O'Neill expanded his zone and chased a high fastball right there, which brings up Asdrubal Cabrera. 2 outs, 2 men on. Cubs trying to end this in the 11th inning. Here's a 1-strike count and the pitch to Cabrera. That's line. It gets over to second base on the ground, and the throw goes to first to end the inning. Man, I thought that was going to get out of the infield at first, but it hit the ground and it just died. So the Cubs get 2 runners. They do not score. We go to the top of the 12th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Trevor Rosenthal is going to be the next pitcher out of the Cubs bullpen. He comes in to pitch the top of the 12th inning against the Cardinals' 4, 5, and 6 batters, which in this case starts out with a pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot. Solano is going to be the pinch hitter. He is 33 for 113 on the season. I feel like he must have started some games at least. He has 1 home run on the season. Rosenthal has thrown 55 innings. He has allowed 33 walks, 62 strikeouts, and a 2.13 ERA. Solano waiting for the 2-2 pitch from Rosenthal. Here is the sign from the catcher and the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rosenthal guns him down with a fastball at 97. And now Harrison Bader is the next batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1-2 count to Harrison Bader. Popped up to center field. Coming in is Bradley. Going out is Bogarts. Bradley calls him off and makes the catch for out number 2. Tommy Edman now is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on base. Rosenthal working with a 2-1 count. Here is the pitch. Liner past the second baseman into right field. That's going to be a 2-out single for Tommy Edman. And that will bring up Paul DeYoung. 2 outs, runner on first. DeYoung waiting for the 1-ball pitch from Rosenthal. Popped up on the infield. Coming in is the second baseman Cabrera. He makes the catch on the mound for out number 3. So the Cardinals get a base runner. He is stranded. We go to the bottom of the 12th inning of a 0-0 tie. And now David Bednar is coming in to pitch for the Cardinals. He has thrown 5 innings on this season, allowed 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and a 3.60 ERA. He will face Bruce, Bryant, and Santana here in the bottom of the 12th inning. I don't know how many more base runners the Cubs could really get on and not actually score a run, but maybe this will be the inning where it all changes. So Jay Bruce waiting for the full count pitch from David Bednar. Here it comes. Lined into center field. I believe that's going to be a leadoff single. Bruce rounds first. He is safe with a single, and it brings up Chris Bryant. Nobody out, runner on first. Bruce is standing on first, and I believe that there is going to be a pinch runner for Jay Bruce in this situation. So Nico Hoerner is going to be the pinch runner for Jay Bruce over at first. With nobody out, 1 man on, Chris Bryant is the batter. 1 strike count, and here is the pitch to Bryant. Popped up to right field. Shallow, the second baseman goes back, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Danny Santana now is the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. 1-1 count. Oh, and that one gets away. That is a wild pitch. It goes all the way to the backstop, and Hoerner heads down to second on the wild pitch. So Danny Santana is now batting with a 2-1 count, and Santana pops it up to left center field. Heading over is Harrison Bader, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So Hoerner still on second, and Xander Bogaerts is the batter. The shift is on for Bogaerts. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Cubs trying to win this game in the 12th. Here's a 2-1 pitch to Xander Bogaerts. And that's lined right at the shortstop to end the inning. Wow. That was a hard hit ball, but right at the shortstop. And so the inning comes to a close. We go to the top of the 13th inning of a 0-0 ball game. So Hoerner stays in to play first. Santana shifts out to left field. And Rosenthal is going to come back out for his second inning of work. He's going to face the new Cardinal catcher, Matt Wieters, here in the top of the 13th inning. Here's a 2-2 count, and Rosenthal working with the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rosenthal records strikeout number 3, I believe, on the day. However, he is now going to give way to Sean Doolittle. Doolittle has thrown 40 in a third innings, allowed 18 walks, 36 strikeouts, and a 4.02 ERA. He comes in to face Matt Kemp with 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 13th inning. 2-2 count. Doolittle looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Grounder toward third. Bryant has it, throws over to first, and that is out number 2. Colton Wong now the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. Wong facing Doolittle with a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Lined into center field. Going back is Bradley. Back to the warning track. It's off the wall. This is going to be extra bases. The throw goes to second. The runner slides into second, and that is going to be a 2-out double as Colton Wong just hit a laser beam out to straightaway center field. And now Matt Carpenter is the batter. 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Cardinals threatening. Here's a full count pitch. Popped up. This one's going to be routine. As Bradley comes in and he puts it away for out number 3. So the Cardinals threaten. They do not score. We go to the bottom of the 13th inning of a 0-0 ball game. I don't know what the record is, but I'd be fascinated to know the longest extra inning game that's gone on as a 0-0 game. Now, David Bednar is going to face Jackie Bradley, Jason Hayward, and Wilson Ramos here in the bottom of the 13th inning. Bednar working with a 1-ball count. Shift is on, and here's the pitch. Bradley grounds that one to second. The throw goes over to first, and that is out number 1. Hayward now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Jason Hayward batting with a 1-ball count. And Bednar with the pitch. Grounder towards short. This time the throw goes over to first, and that is out number 2. So Hayward is retired, and it brings up Wilson Ramos. 2 outs, nobody on. Ramos batting for the Cubs with a 1-ball count in the bottom of the 13th inning. Grounder towards short. DeYoung has it, throws over to first, and that will end the inning. The Cubs retired in order in the 13th. We go to the top of the 14th inning of a 0-0 ball game. Sean Doolittle is going to face the middle of the Cardinal lineup here in the top of the 14th inning. Goldschmidt, the pitcher's spot, and then Harrison Bader. So Goldschmidt waiting for the one-strike pitch from Doolittle. And here it comes. Popped up deep right field. Hayward going back to the warning track, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Bednar is now going to bat for himself against Sean Doolittle. I don't know if maybe the Cardinals are getting close to being out of players, but Doolittle facing Bednar, 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's a single up the middle. The pitcher Bednar hits a 1-out single right over second base, and now the Cardinals have a base runner, and Harrison Bader is the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. 1-2 count to Harrison Bader. Doolittle working. Oh no, now we have John Lester. John Lester comes in. He got the save in yesterday's game. He gets the ground ball to first. The throw goes to first, and Harrison Bader somehow beats that out. Lester was slow covering the first base bag, and now the Cardinals have an infield hit. So there's now runners on first and second with 1 out, and Tommy Edman is the batter. Lester working to Edman with 1 strike count, and there's a ground ball to third. Bryant has it, throws over to first, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So that ground ball is converted into an out, and now Paul DeYoung is the batter with 2 outs, runners on second and third. Lester working in the top of the 14th inning. Here's the 0-2 count and the pitch from Lester. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Lester gets him to chase 1 outside the zone. So the Cubs escape the 14th inning despite allowing a couple of base runners. We go to the bottom of the 14th of a 0-0 ball game. And for the second time in a week, we're doing the 7th inning stretch for the second time in a ball game. Now, John Lester is striding up to the batter's box. However, I believe that we're going to see a pinch hitter in this situation. Yu Darvish is going to be the pinch hitter for the Cubs because they are out of position players. So Darvish is coming in to pinch hit for the pitcher, Lester, here in the bottom of the 14th inning. Darvish is 10 for 40 on the season with 5 RBIs. Here's a full count pitch, and Darvish waiting. Strike 3 called on a check swing. Darvish strikes out to start the inning. And now Asdrubal Cabrera is the batter. However, he is going to face a new new Cardinal reliever, which is John Brebbia. Brebbia has thrown 54 innings on the season, 21 walks, 48 strikeouts, and a 3.83 ERA. Cabrera, the switch hitter, will step in from the left side against the righty Brebbia here in the bottom of the 14th inning. Here's a 1-1 count, and Brebbia looking for the sign. Cabrera waiting for the pitch. And here it comes. Cabrera loops that one over the first baseman's head down the right field line. That's going to be a 1-out single for Asdrubal Cabrera. So nice piece of hitting there, a little inside-out swing to loop that one into no man's land in short right field. And now Nico Horner is the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. Horner waiting for the pitch. He lines that one into right field. However, that's going to get down for a hit. I thought for sure that was going to be playable, but the right fielder, Kemp, played it on a hop. So the Cubs now have first and third as Cabrera on a heads-up play advances all the way around the infield to third. And Chris Bryant now is the batter. 1 out, runners on the corners. Cubs trying to end this game in the bottom of the 14th inning. Brebbia with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Lined into center field. I believe that's going to end the game. The ball gets down, the run scores, and the Cubs walk this one off in the bottom of the 14th inning. Bryant with the game-winning RBI single, sending them home. So the Cubs get 1 run in 14 innings on 13 hits with no errors. The Cardinals score no runs on 6 hits with no errors. The Cubs take 2 out of 3 from the Cardinals and 4 out of 7 in this homestand. The Cubs' Mike Clevenger certainly deserves to be the player of the game. He threw 6 2/3 of 1 hit, 4 walk, 8 strikeout baseball. certainly deserved to win, although John Lester, as it turns out, is going to actually pick up the victory. Lester goes to 4-8, pitching in relief. Brebbia drops to 3-4 as he allowed 3 base hits and is tagged with the loss in this game. And just as a honorable mention, Chris Bryant went 4 for 5 today, drew 2 walks, and drove in the game-winning RBI. So the Cubs improved to 62-68, while the Cardinals dropped to 69-60. Thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.